Hello, this is Ashley Billups for Module 4 about understanding my community, specifically at Norton Community High School. So, first, if we start looking just at my district, I work at Norton Community High School, USD 211, which is located in Norton, Kansas. This is a very small rural area in northwest Kansas. Because of that, I'm going to be talking mostly about the county as a whole because my school includes the following communities. So Norton, Lenora, Edmond, Norcatur, Clayton, and New Amelo. So lots of small towns that make up my district. However, Norton is definitely the largest of these. There's approximately 200 students at my school in the 9 through 12 building. If we look at customs and traditions of my area, looking at the community as a whole, it is centered around agriculture, faith, and the school. They are all proud to be Blue Jays. That's our saying. So one of these things is the 4-H or the county fair. There, as I said, faith is huge. So there are 13 churches alone in the small town of Norton. And then school events that the community really gets behind are things like homecoming, sporting events, FFA, prom, youth entrepreneurship challenge. Some of these things are specific to the school, but it's the community that really makes these things happen, and they wouldn't happen without the community members. And then things that are specific to the community are things like the car show, homecoming. I did include that just because it's such a community event. Things like the Lenora Jubilee and the county fair. Looking at the population demographics of Norton County, there are 5,300 residents. So as I said, it is a very small community, and that is for the county as a whole, so very small. If you look at the sex, it is slightly more male with 43% female and 57% male. Looking at our age groups, we have 23% that are 18 and under and 21% that are 65 and over. So the majority of the people is in that middle age range. However, it does make me happy to see that we have just as many people who are in the youth age group as we do in the elderly age group. So that's a good thing to see for community growth. And looking at the race and ethnicity in my area, we have 93.5% being white, 3.4% being black, and 5.5% being Hispanic. So predominantly white. And then looking at the median household income, we're roughly around $45,000. Depending where you look, this number may change a little. Things that are prevalent in our community channels for communication. We have the KQ&K radio station, which is actually located in Norton itself. We have the Next Tech TV channel that is specific to our school. We have a YouTube channel that is also specific to our school. The Norton Telegram is the newspaper in our community, as well as various social media outlets. So we have social media that is specific to our school or things specific to our community. So things like the Community Foundation, Chamber of Commerce is a really good way for the community to see what's happening via social media. And then we have places like the NCHS Principals Facebook page, as well as the NCHS Counselors Twitter page. There are various other teachers or coaches who also have social media outlets of some kind communicating with the community. Looking at groups within the community, as I said, there are 13 different churches in Norton, and because of that, there are various youth groups that are located in Norton community. One of the biggest ones actually has its kind of own event center known as the Rock Christian Youth Group. There are things like the Booster Club, American Legion Riders, Rotary Club, and Lions Club. These are things, the last three there, that are specific to talking about the community, sharing community events, supporting the community, whether that be religious related or not. And then the last two I wanted to include just to kind of show the agricultural and rural background of my community, the fact that we have a Norton Gun Club and the Norton Horse Council. So these are things that are very prevalent in our community, so I thought it was important to share them. Looking at the leadership in Norton, we have the city mayor. However, I wouldn't say that this person is huge on their leadership because I couldn't tell you who they are, to be honest. And then we have the city council and the city commissioners. I feel like these are really bigger and more prevalent offices in our community, as they're ones who are making more of the big decisions that affect a wide variety of people. We have our church leaders. As I said, I don't know who the mayor is, but I can definitely tell you who the church leaders are. So they're very prevalent in our community, as well as business leaders and Board of Education members. Looking at the economic conditions in our area, we have the average household income, as I said, somewhere in the 40s, high 40s range. We have approximately 11% of our residents that don't have a high school diploma or GED. Looking at our employers, there's quite a few. I just picked some of the largest. So one of the larger employers is the school district, with the teachers supporting staff at all 3 of the different schools. Our hospital is actually quite large. There's one hospital for the whole county, which is located in Norton itself. There is manufacturing located within Norton County. There's lots of different types of manufacturing, which actually makes Norton kind of more booming than the other counties in the area. And then agriculture itself, which is declining but still very prevalent in the area. And then just to kind of get a bigger picture of what is happening in my district, the state has determined via KSDE that 49% of our students are determined to be economically disadvantaged. I'm not sure what defines this, but they do fit that area. And then looking at the political structure, as I said, we have a city mayor, county commissioners, and school board. Especially in the time of COVID, these people have really been working together to make decisions on behalf of the entire community. And then social tension. So living in a small town, this really does trickle into the school. The biggest thing that comes to mind for me is politics. Whether you are Democrat, Republican, who you're voting for, especially this year and in an election year, because this is tension students feel at home, they do bring it with them. So I had, during the election, politics equaled push-ups in my classroom. It was just too much, and that's all the kids ever wanted to talk about. And it wasn't usually something they were always agreeing on. So definitely a source of tension in our area. Potential school consolidation. So, as I said, there are 2 schools in our community, with Norton being the larger one. So there is some tension between those towns about whether or not their students will eventually be coming to Norton as well, and most of them are against it. There's religious differences, and I wouldn't say this is from whether or not you're religious, but more specifically which denomination you belong to. We have a prison located in Norton, which is a great source of income, and it's a huge employer for the area, but it does bring some not so great families into the area, so people are kind of conflicted about whether or not they want it to be here. And then ironically, I wanted to include baseball and softball, so sports is a really big deal in our community, and there is lots of tension, ongoing tension, about whether or not baseball and softball should be included in the school sports. Currently, it is put on by the rec, but it has failed many a times to come forward to the school board. Looking at previous community efforts to improve our area, I would like to say that we had a semi-successful school board bond issue. I said semi-successful because it did pass. This happened, I've been at my district for 3 years now, and this happened just before I came to the district. So they had upgrades to the junior high offices, the high school offices, and well as the high school gym and the locker rooms, which serves as our new storm shelter. I say semi-successful though because there were things that were left off. So it was just the offices and the front area of the schools that were renovated, which left classrooms like mine original to the building, so there's still things that I would like to see improved. However, the school or the community is still very supportive. They have a relatively new swimming pool and park for the community. We have things like God's Pantry, which is a food bank, as well as this kids' summer cafe. We actually got this grant to continue into the school year, so all of our kids this year, regardless of family income, have received free school lunches. And then Norton really is trying to improve their community, and so downtown rehabilitation has been such a big push, where the Norton Community Foundation has been pushing to get businesses back into those storefronts and improving and renovating those storefronts. Looking at the power structure, we have the federal, state, and local governments. As with anywhere, part of our local government, besides, just our mayors, is our community leaders, which I feel as if is more so our business people, the successful business owners, to have a very large role in our community and the political decisions that get made, as well as the school leaders. Looking at our community from a multicultural lens, some issues that may arise. We have minimal diversity, whether or not this is thought of as a good thing. Because there's such minimal diversity, less than 10% of our area is of another race besides being Caucasian. So with that, I don't want to say that there's minor cultural issues, because I don't want to downplay the issues that we do have. It is just minor in the sense that it's not affecting as many people just because the lack of diversity. So some things that I've noticed is that there is no written materials in Spanish. There is 5% of our community that has Spanish as a first language, but yet none of the school provides things written in a second language. And then we don't necessarily acknowledge the cultural differences. So especially during the holiday times, we, at school celebrate Christmas, and we have Christmas decorations, and we celebrate Easter and Thanksgiving, and we don't really pay attention to the other cultural possibilities that we could be. And then I don't currently think we have any dress code issues. I said the word currently because I think there could be. The issue just hasn't been brought up by anyone. So right now we're just kind of skating along without any issues. Looking at the public opinion, it has decreased this year due to COVID, just because our community decided to uphold the governor's mandate of wearing masks. And so our school has been wearing masks when most of the others in our area have not. And because of this, we have lost quite a few students who have either been moved to homeschooling or just gone to a new district. But the school is the center of our community, so regardless, there is people always there to support us. And our school does try to satisfy and please the people around us. So we can partially do this through the satisfaction survey that we send out. There's one sent to students, parents, and to staff. So we're trying to really please everyone, as well as the site council, which serves as a communication pathway between the community and with the school. And then here is my standard correlation statement, as well as my relevancy statement and my reflection statement, as well as the resources that I used. Thank you.